So hello students, we'll today start with a lesson that is on the wings of courage. It is a part of unit 1, that is 1.3, on the wings of courage. I will explain this lesson paragraph wise to bring out the meanings that are there in the lesson, and I would be doing it in the very same way that I would be explaining to you in a classroom with the help of a textbook. So we will take up the lesson and try to understand the meanings of the messages given in the lesson. Now this lesson is about a very famous personality in the Indian Armed Forces, that is the Indian Air Force, okay, which is a very strong part of the Indian Armed Forces. So we are talking today about a very prominent personality, Marshal or Air Marshal Arjun Singh, who has showed exemplary courage, bravery, valor is again bravery or courage in many instances, and for this he was awarded the highest title ever given to an Indian Air Force personnel in the country. So let's go in directly to the explanation of the lesson, right? Air Force Marshal Arjun Singh is an icon of India's military history, will always be remembered as a war hero who successfully led a young Indian Air Force during the 1965 Indo-Pak War. So here there is an introduction about who Air Marshal Arjun Singh actually was. He was an icon of India's, icon means a very prominent personality in the Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force at that time was newly formed, recently established, and it was in its very young stage, right? So he was a very prominent personality who took the Indian Air Force to great heights later on, as you will learn. And he had successfully led India in 1965 in the war against Pakistan. The Indian Air Force played a major role under the leadership of Air Marshal Arjun Singh, and they defeated Pakistan, and India emerged victorious under the leadership of Air Marshal Arjun Singh. The only officer to attain the highest post of Marshal, the Air Force equivalent to the Army's 5-star Field Marshal. Singh was a fearless and exceptional pilot who had flown more than 60 different types of aircrafts, right? So it is clearly mentioned that he is the only officer in the Air Force. Of course, in the army before him, Cariappa and Manekshaw, they have been given the title of Field Marshal, but in the Air Force, he was the only Indian to be given the highest title, that is Air Marshal, right? For his courageous and exemplary performance in call of duty, and he was a very fearless pilot, a very courageous pilot, very exceptional pilot. They have used a lot of adjectives to describe him. He has flown more than 60 different variety of aircraft during his entire career. So that would be rare of any Indian Air Force personnel to have done, right? He played a major role in transforming the Indian Air Force into one of the most potent air forces globally and the fourth biggest in the world. That means Air Marshal Arjun Singh played a very important role in making or converting the young Indian Air Force. It was in its very nascent formative stages, and he played a very important role in taking it to great heights. In fact, under his leadership, it came to be known as the fourth biggest biggest air forces in the world. So, in air power, India ranked fourth under the leadership or when Arjun Singh was there, right? So, he played a major role in transforming IAF into the most potent means a very powerful and effective force. So he transformed Indian Air Force into a very powerful force and made it the fourth biggest air force in the world. His contribution to the Indian Air Force is monumental to the least. That means monumental means he had made an extremely great contribution or a very important contribution which is of great importance to the Indian Air Force. He had transformed it from a young and immature force to a well developed and strong force to be reckoned with in the world. Right? So his contribution to the Indian Air Force is monumental. That means he made a very big and important contribution to the Indian Air Force. The IAF is the abbreviated form for Indian Air Force, grew with him. He was the epitome of military leadership in classical sense, and it is therefore not surprising that he was honored with the rank of Air Force Marshal. Former Vice Chief of Indian Air Force Kapil Kirk said. So that he said that Kapil Kirk, who was a former Vice Chief of the Indian Air Force, he said that Marshal Arjun Singh was a perfect example of a very strong leader and a courageous Air Force person. That is why it is not surprising that he was honored with the rank of Air Marshal, which is the highest ever rank given to any person in the Air Force. Right? So Singh was honored with the rank of Marshal on the Republic Day of 2002. Besides him, Sam Hormusji, Framji, Jamsetji, Manekshaw. Pasis normally have a very big name, difficult to pronounce. And K.M. Kariappa were the only two army generals who were honored with the rank of Field Marshal. So these were ranks given to military personnel, army personnel. But in the Air Force, he was the only person, Arjun Singh was the only person to receive the highest rank, and it is equivalent to the ranks given to Manekshaw and Kariappa. Right? Known as a man of few words. You know, a person of few words, a person who believes in speaking less and acting more. They believe more in action than just talking big, right? So Singh was that type of a personality who believed in action. So known as a man of few words, Singh was not only a fearless pilot, but he also had profound knowledge about air power and applied it in a wide spectrum of areas. So he was not only a man of few words, he was a man of action, and he had tremendous amount of knowledge of Air Force and air power, and he applied his knowledge and experience in wide areas. A spectrum of areas means in different fields. He would either train other pilots or he would teach others the skills that he gathered and the knowledge of the air power that he had. So he used his knowledge in a wide spectrum of areas. Singh had assiduously led the Indian Air Force during the 1965 war and denied success to Pakistan Air Force, though it was better equipped with American support. His outstanding contribution was during this war. So his exemplary He displayed exemplary courage and bravery, valor in the war, 1965 war against Pakistan. Pakistan was having the support of the powerful American Air Force at that time, but in spite of that, Air Marshal Arjan Singh managed to keep Pakistan on its back foot and defeating them in the 1965 war. They didn't allow Pakistan to have an upper hand on the Indian Air Force. So he worked very hard. Singh had assiduously, that means he worked hard, showing careful attention to planning of how to defeat Pakistan. He planned very strategically, and with the help of his members of the Air Force, they succeeded in denying Pakistan even an iota or a small bit of success against the Indians at all. So his contribution was thus known to be outstanding, especially in the 1965 war against Pakistan. Air Marshal Arjan Singh made a huge contribution which will for years be remembered. Commending the role in the war, Y.B. Chavan, the then Defence Minister, had written, Air Marshal Arjan Singh is a jewel of a person, quite efficient and firm, unexcitable but a very able leader. So he got a lot of praises for his display of exemplary courage in the war against Pakistan in 1965, to the extent that the then Defence Minister Y.B. Chavan wrote and went on record to say that he is an officer of the Air Force with a difference. He may not be, he is very unexcitable, he is not too spoken, he is a man of few words, but he is definitely a very able leader. An able leader is a person who leads from the front. You show your team how to fight by leading from the front, not sitting in an office and planning out strategies. So that's why Air Marshal Arjan Singh received praises from all corners, and also from the then Defence Minister Y.B. Chavan for his exemplary courage and display of bravery in the war against Pakistan. Commending his role means officially praising him by writing it down, right? In 1944, Marshall had led a squadron against the Japanese during the Arakan campaign, flying close to air support mission and also flying close air support missions during the critical Imphal campaign, and later assisted the advance of the Allied forces to Yangon, formerly Rangoon. Now they are talking about the pre-independence era, when India was under the control of British rule. At that time, it was almost the Second World War, and the Allied forces were a group of countries fighting with another group. So the Indian Air Force was a part of the Allied group or the Allied forces, assisting other countries to fight the war. So in this war in 1944, he had led a squadron. Now squadron is normally a group of planes. They were airplanes or fighter planes. It would be around 12 to 24 fighter planes, each divided into 3 to 4 groups. So a leader who leads these fighter aircraft along with their crew, their pilots, they are called squadron leaders. And squadron basically is a collective noun used for the armed forces. So squadron, he led a squadron, that means he led a fleet of aircraft. In the campaign against Arakan, there was a fight on the South Asia region also. Imphal is now in Manipur, and your Yangon is in Myanmar. Myanmar was previously known as Burma. Yeah, so Yangon was previously called Rangoon, and Yangon is a large city in Myanmar which was previously called Burma. So there was a lot of conflict in the South Asian region, and Captain or Marshal Arjun Singh played a very important role in assisting the Allied forces in successfully carrying out the campaigns that were going on in that region. In recognition of his feat, so in recognition of his feat in helping the Allied forces fight the war in the South Asian region, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. Because he successfully led the group of aircraft with their pilots, that is, he successfully led the squadron in the fight in Southeast Asia, and in recognition of his contribution in that campaign in Southeast Asia, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross on the spot by the Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces of South Asia. Then the first Indian pilot to have received it. So no other Indian pilot had received the Distinguished Flying Cross ever. It was only Arjun Singh who received the Distinguished Flying Cross for his exemplary or distinguished feat or performance in successfully leading the Allied forces in the war that was going on in Southeast Asia. Then Singh was selected for the Empire Pilot Training Course at the Royal Air Force, Cranwell, in 1938. So at the age of 19 only, he was selected for a training at the world's famous Royal Air Force, right? And he was sent there in recognition, giving him recognition. They recognized that he was a Air Force personnel who had exemplary skills, a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge. Besides, he had displayed a lot of courage. So he was selected, one among the few people who were selected for the Empire Pilot Training Course at the Royal Air Force in Cranwell. Singh was born on April 15th, 1959 at Lalpur, which is now Faisalabad in Pakistan, and he completed his education at Montgomery from Sahiwal in Pakistan, which is now Sahiwal in Pakistan. So this is his journey, how he entered from a young boy in Pakistan, how he emerged to be a major name in the Indian Air Force. So it said that Singh was born on April 15th, 1919 at Lalpur, now Faisalabad, Pakistan, and he completed his education at Montgomery, which is in Sahiwal in Pakistan. His first assignment after completing his training, after being commissioned into the Indian Air Force, once he entered the Indian Air Force, his first assignment was being commissioned to fly the Western Wapiti biplanes. So these planes were in use in many air forces at that point of time. So the moment he was appointed or commissioned in the Indian Air Force, he was given to fly the Westland Wapiti biplanes. These Wapiti biplanes are a type of aircraft which are having two pairs of wings, one above the other. Okay, so he flew those types of aircrafts in the northwestern frontier as a member of the number 1 Royal Indian Air Force. RIAF stands for Royal Indian Air Force. That was what the Indian Air Force was known at the time when the British was ruling India. Later on, the royal name was removed and we only have it as the Indian Air Force now, right? So you can see Singh's journey. You can see Air Marshal Arjun Singh's journey from where he started, and you will learn of his journey where he reached by showing dedication, courage and bravery in his position as an Air Force personnel. After a brief stint with the newly formed number 2 squadron, after a brief stint means he served in that Royal Indian Air Force squadron only for a short while. So after a brief stint with the newly formed number 2 Royal Indian Air Force squadron, where Marshall flew against the tribal forces, he later moved to the number 1 squadron as the flying officer to fly the Hawker Hurricane. He was then promoted to the rank of squadron leader in 1944. So after he successfully led in a fight against some tribal forces in a region, he was then promoted to the rank of a squadron leader. He even, besides flying the Western biplanes, he also flew the Hurricane or the Hawker Hurricane, which was used at that times, and he was then promoted to the rank of a squadron leader in 1944. For his role in successfully leading the squadron, I told you squadron is a group of 12 to 24 fighter aircraft with their pilots. So he led that particular force very successfully. For his role in successfully leading the squadron in combat means fight, okay, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross in 1944. Then on August 15, 1947, he achieved a unique honor of leading a fly past of over 100 Indian Air Force aircraft at the Red Fort in Delhi. So the moment we gained independence, on Independence Day itself, that is August 15th, 1947, when Jawaharlal Nehru was addressing the country at Red Fort, over 100 planes flew over the Red Fort under the command of Air Marshal Arjun Singh. So it was a very unique feat on India's independence. Right? After his promotion to the rank of wing commander, students, in this lesson you will get to know of a lot of terms and positions used in the Air Force. Like you are learning about Air Marshal is the highest title ever awarded to Air Force personnel, then squadron leaders, wing commanders, so on and so forth. You will learn and pick up a lot of terms. So at the end of the lesson, just underline the various ranks in the Indian Air Force and make a list of the ranks that you have learnt in this lesson. So he received the Distinguished Flying Cross in 1944, and on August 15, 1947, he achieved a unique feat and honor for flying over 100 aircraft over the Red Fort in India. So the fly past was led by Arjun Singh. After his promotion to the rank of wing commander, he attended the Royal Staff College at the United Kingdom, that is UK. So he was selected for further training for further knowledge in air power. He was then selected and he was promoted to the ranks of the wing commander. After that, they selected him and chose him to get trained at the Royal Staff College at the United Kingdom. Immediately after Indian independence, he commanded Ambala in the rank of group captain. So Ambala is a place where near Punjab, right? So there he commanded as a group captain in 1949. He took charge as a group captain. He was then, after a group captain, he was promoted to the rank of Air Commodore and took over as AOC, that is Air Officer Commanding of an operational command. Commands are units which are near the borders. So this command of fighter planes led with their pilots, he took charge of them as Air Officer Commanding, right, of an operational command which later came to be known as the Western Air Command. So now you have in the country, you have the Northern Air Command, the Western Air Command, the Eastern Air Command. They are all divided into groups and each one of them have their Air Officer Commanding, that is the person who leads each of these commands is known as an AOC, right? So Singh had the distinction of having the longest tenure as an AOC. So tenure means years of service, or years in a particular position is called as tenure. So he is Air Marshal Arjan Singh is known to have served for the longest period of time as an air officer commanding, right? So he served as an AOC in the operational base for the longest period. Initially, he served from 1949 to 1952, then again for a span of around 4 years from 1957 to 1961, he was as an AOC. I told you what is an AOC. AOC is Air Officer commanding a particular unit or a particular command, right? After his promotion to the rank of Air Vice Marshal, then from there he got further promoted as an Air Vice Marshal, and he was appointed as Air Officer Commanding in C, means Air Officer Commanding in Chief, which is again a promotion at an operational command. Towards the end of the 1962 war, he was appointed as Deputy Chief of Air Staff, and he became the Vice Chief of Air Staff in 1963. So what you are learning, students, is to step by step how he kept on getting promoted because of his exemplary performance in the Air Force. And he led the Indian Air Force successfully in the 1962 war, 1965 war, and for all this, in recognition of all this, he received promotion. You are seeing almost in every paragraph that he is being promoted from one position to the other. So towards the end of the 1962 war, he was appointed as the Deputy Chief of Air Staff, and then he became the Vice Chief of the Air Staff in 1963, which is another step forward. He was the overall commander of the Joint Air Training Exercise, Siksha, held between the Indian Air Force, that is IAF, the Royal Air Force, and the RAAF, that is the Royal Australian Air Force. See, normally what happens is many a times, many countries who have certain agreements with each other, they have joint air exercises in order to learn from one another. You know, the Indian Air Force may be very good at one, the Royal Air Force may be good at something else, the Australian Air Force would be good at something else. So they conduct joint air exercises with different countries to learn skills and to enhance their skills in air power. So one such exercise called Shiksha was conducted between the Indian Air Force, the Royal Air Force, and the Royal Australian Air Force, and Air Marshal Singh was actually the commander of the joint air training in this exercise. On August 4th, 1964, in the rank of Air Marshal, the Marshal of the Air Force, Arjan Singh, took over the reins. Took over the reins means he got promoted and he took control. To take over the reins means to take control of the Indian Air Force. So he became a supreme person in the Indian Air Force. So on August 4th, 1964, in the rank of Air Marshal, the Marshal of the Air Force, Arjan Singh, took over the reins of the Indian Air Force at a time when it was still rebuilding itself and gearing up to meet new challenges. So the Indian Air Force was still learning and growing, but under the leadership now of Marshal Arjan Singh, it still became stronger. So he took over the reins of the Indian Air Force when it was gearing up. Gearing up means getting ready to meet newer and newer challenges of the times. See, after Indian independence, India faced challenges from many neighbors. It not only faced challenges from Pakistan, but India faced challenges from China, India faced challenges from Bangladesh, India faced challenges from Burma, India also faced challenges from many neighbors on the northwest frontier. So India basically even on the eastern frontier, India had a lot of challenges to face, and as a very prominent personality in the Indian Air Force, Captain or Marshal Arjun Singh had a major role to play in successfully leading India to victory in most of the conflicts that took place between India and its neighbors. So Singh was the first air chief to keep flying currency till his CAS rank. CAS rank means Chief of Air Staff, right? So CAS is the abbreviated form for Chief of Air Staff. So what is said over here is that Singh was the first air chief to keep his flying currency. Normally, when officers get promoted as Chief of Air Staff, they normally sit in office and keep on working out strategies. But Marshal Arjun Singh, in spite of holding a high position, he kept himself up to date with the latest flying techniques, the latest aircraft that were coming in, how to fly the aircraft. He kept himself updated on those things. That is why he said that he kept his flying currency. That means he was up to date, his skills. Normally after years of flying, when you sit and take over a position in office, you tend to lose experience of your skills. But he kept up his flying currency, means he kept on updating his skills even after taking over as the Chief of the Air Staff, that is CAS. Having flown over 60 different type of aircraft from pre-World War II era biplanes. I told you what is a biplane. You would have seen pictures of planes with two pairs of wings, one above the other, right? So these were biplanes. From flying those biplanes to the more sophisticated fighter aircrafts, he flew around 60 different types of aircraft. So one can imagine his vast experience in the Indian Air Force. Very rarely would a pilot have such an exposure to so many different type of aircraft. So 60 airplanes is not just a joke, it's a tremendous feat for any Air Force personnel to have achieved. So having flown over 60 different types of aircraft, 60 is 60, right, types of aircraft, pre-World War II era biplanes to the more contemporary ones. Contemporary means, I told you, the more modern planes. So he has flown all types of planes during his tenure in the Indian Air Force. He has also flown in transport aircraft like Super Constellation. So transport aircrafts are aircrafts that are used to ferry a lot of equipment to the borders and the frontiers. So he has even flown those type of aircrafts. In 1965, when Pakistan launched its Operation Grand Slam, it was an operation against India. It had an intention to attack India. So it did take place. That's exactly what we are referring to as the 1965 Indo-Pak War. So in this 1965 Indo-Pak War, when Pakistan launched Operation Grand Slam with an armored thrust targeted at the vital town of Akhnur. So this was an attack by Pakistan on the northern frontier town of Akhnur. So Arjun Singh led the Indian Air Force through the war with courage and determination and professional skill. He inspired all the Indian Air Force personnel to victory despite the constraints imposed on full-scale use of Air Force combat power at that time. See, at that time they used to have a lot of restrictions. They would tell them that if you are going into an attack, don't go or don't carry out damage to the extent that maybe civilians will die, don't bomb civilian areas. So there were a lot of constraints and restrictions on them performing while they were attacking Pakistan. So at that point of time, in spite of so many constraints on how to operate in the air combat, in spite of that, under the leadership of Marshal Arjun Singh, the Indian Air Force was led to victory and Pakistan was pushed on the back foot, all because of the exemplary courage and skills displayed by our officer Marshal Arjun Singh. Singh was then awarded the Padma Vibhushan for his astute leadership, right? So he was given another honor that was known as the Padma Vibhushan Award for his sharp and intelligent leadership skills. You have to be a leader. A good leader is a leader who leads from the front, and you have to be, besides being a hard-working person, you have to be a smart leader. So Arjun Singh was not only hard-working, he was courageous, he was very brave, he showed a lot of skills, he had a lot of knowledge of air power, he had sharpness of mind, and he was very shrewd fighter in the Indian Air Force. So for this he was awarded the Padma Vibhushan for his exemplary performance, for his astute, that is skilled leadership of the Air Force during the war. Subsequently, in recognition of the Air Force's contribution during the war, the rank of the CAS is the Chief of the Air Staff, was upgraded, and Arjun Singh became the first Air Chief Marshal of the Indian Air Force. So today the highest rank in the Air Force, Marshal is a title given, but the rank in the Air Force, the Chief of the Air Force is now called as Air Chief Marshal. So he became, from Chief of Air Staff, he was given the rank was upgraded to Air Chief Marshal of the Indian Air Force. He remained a flyer to the end of his tenure in the Indian Air Force. That means till the end of his service, he continuously kept on flying aircraft. That's what I was speaking about earlier. Normally, when officers attain a particular age, they are sent to do ground duty very often. They don't fly fighter planes because it requires a lot of agility and sharpness of mind. But looking at his sharpness, his leadership skills, his flying skills, he kept on flying aircraft of different variety till the end of his tenure, right? Till he remained in the Indian Air Force, and he kept on visiting forward bases. Forward bases are secured military positions, army positions and Air Force positions along the borders with other countries. So he used to frequently visit these secured frontiers or forward positions and always boost the morale of the armed personnel working in or on the borders. So he retired, he remained as a flyer to the end of his tenure in the Indian Air Force, visiting forward bases and units and flying with the squadrons. So he just didn't remain as the Air Chief Marshal sitting in office and just planning out strategies and giving orders, but he flew with his team. He used to personally fly aircraft along with them. He then retired in August 1969. So in August 1969, after a long tenure in the Indian Air Force, he retired from the Indian Air Force in August 1969, and he was offered the position of being an ambassador to Switzerland. You know what is an ambassador? Is a representative of a country in another country, right? So he was the Indian representative or Indian ambassador to Switzerland. He accepted that and went there. He was also lieutenant governor. You know, Delhi was a union territory, and a union territory is normally administered by a lieutenant governor. So he was also appointed as a lieutenant governor in Delhi from December 1989 to December 1990. So having been a source of inspiration to all personnel in the armed forces through years, the government conferred on him the rank of marshal. So I told you, after having shown exemplary performance, he was a source of inspiration. He was a role model to all the young Indian Air Force officers who later came in. So having inspired many generations of officers through the years, the government conferred on him the rank of marshal, which is the highest rank in the Air Force, on January 2002, making him the first and the only five-star rank officer with the Indian Air Force. So he became the only Indian Air Force officer to have a 5-star rank, that is of Air Marshal. So he is known as Air Marshal Arjun Singh. So students, you have seen how a person with dedication, exemplary courage, bravery and duty towards nation made such a change. He not only brought about a dramatic change in the Indian Air Force, where it was a young force without experience, into being one of the most powerful forces in the world. Today, in fact, the Indian Air Force, as of today, when we are speaking right now, the Indian Air Force is a very powerful force to be reckoned with in the world. Right? We have the latest equipment, we have the best people with us. A few months or a year ago, you heard about the strikes on our neighboring country, and one would definitely understand how India today is positioned because of people like Air Marshal Arjun Singh. So students, I hope you enjoyed the explanation of the lecture. You read it once again, go through the important words, search the meanings of the important words, and I will give you some activity to be done as an assignment on this. You check your schedule, you will find the assignments being posted to you. Till then, students, stay safe, take care. Thank you. See you during the next lecture.